Cool. We're here with Ryan and Nick from Runner, and I got it right?
Yes, you did.
Do people not get it right or something? You look like
No.
you appreciate that.
No.
No, it's good to have you guys in here.
Thank you for having us.
Great to be here.
Visiting the Airstream. And I've noticed, looking at a bunch of your interviews online, you guys split up the duties quite a bit and spread out and try to cover a lot of media. Is that the norm?
We try to do as much as we can. You know, there's a lot of places to do press out there, and we definitely want to hit everything that we can hit and try and get exposure to as many people as we can. So I think that's the best way to do that.
And I couldn't help but notice, you guys are more industry savvy than I expected.
Thanks.
I'm serious, and take it as a compliment. I just looking at a lot of interviews on you, I was like, man, these guys know what they're doing. They're not just a bunch of guys that got together on the beach, formed a band, and hang out in bars. You guys know what you're doing, right?
Well, we like that stuff too.
Yeah,
But
the band was actually formed from these 3 other bands that we were in, basically, and some people in these other bands ended up leaving, and what was left from the ashes of these 3 bands and us touring together was 5 guys that were very passionate about writing music, performing, traveling, and we'd been through it, you know, in our other bands, and so this is kind of like the super group of best friends, basically. That
I feel like the other bands, you kind of shook your sillies out there, and now it's really
yeah,
worked.
we learned a lot about the music industry and the business and the vision that we wanted as a band, so it kind of really helped act as a catalyst when we started Runner to really, you know, get to the level we wanted to be, and you know, we're just constantly working.
I definitely think it helps to have 5 guys in the band share the vision and all are on the same page about the work ethic and everything that's involving the band.
Speaking of work ethic, if you're a Runner fan and you're trying to chase them down, they have a very fancy, shiny red bus. And I understand you do a lot of work on the bus.
We do. We are very grateful for the tour bus, and we kind of have a little studio set up in the back where we're constantly working on music and writing and producing and working on the next Runner album and the next Runner album, and we can't get enough, you know, so we're constantly working the traveling bus of
Traveling
productivity or product? Productivity.
And another thing about you guys too is whether you're doing an interview or you're playing a music lounge, something chilled, or here, you got really killer energy.
Thanks.
Like you're doing a show, and you seem to recognize the showbiz portion of music.
There's a lot of bands out there that put on, have great songs, but don't necessarily entertain. You know what I'm saying? You go to shows and you see some great songs, but we like to be on our game all the time. And plus, we love what we do. So, what are we going to show up and be like, oh, cool, another interview, great. We're like, hey, we love our music, and we love that somebody is willing to interview us to talk about it or let us play a song or anything. So to not have that enthusiasm, I think, seems a little weird.
Definitely. I mean, when you're passionate about something, it really helps bring the energy level out. And like Ryan said, we want to be entertainers. We want people to like the songs and be entertained when they come to the live show. So Ryan actually he does a good job at telling jokes. I think he's a pretty funny guy.
I am very funny.
You should send some of your skit ideas into like Funny or Die or Saturday Night Live or something.
I think I will do that at some point. But we like to incorporate a little laughter, because if you can get the crowd smiling, having a good time, as well as having the really great songs, I think you just have the full package. If you can get somebody laughing, and even if they don't love it at first, if you can kind of get them like, oh, man, these guys, they're having fun. If we can show them a little bit of our personality and that we're having a good time up there, I feel like it lets them open up a little bit if you've never heard of us.
I'm just guessing, when you look out in a crowd, you have a very pretty audience, too. Just a hunch.
We have some good-looking Runner fans, Everyone's good-looking in some way or another.
That's right.
Hey, I'm curious, too. I want to touch on one more thing. It's got to be pretty cool to be the first artist on this sub-label with Letterman.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
Uncle
yes.
Dave.
So cool.
No, he's not my uncle.
Shed some light on that. I mean, that's obviously pretty cool. It probably helped you get the Kimmel gig and the Letterman gig.
Very cool. It's kind of an interesting story. We were managed by Worldwide Pants for a couple of years now, and behind the scenes they were kind of forming this record label that we didn't have any idea of. And then they were kind of like, hey, we started a record label, we want to sign you guys. And they were originally going to get distribution through Capitol Records. Capitol heard what we were doing, was like, hey, we're a record label already. We really like this. Let's team up and do, a co-venture with Letterman's new label and Capitol and another label called MRV, which is a subsidiary of Capitol. So we're actually on 3 labels. Though it can kind of be like, what, 3 labels? To have support from 3 record labels is pretty amazing and kind of unheard of. So to have that support from all these different places, like, okay, Capitol Records, that's not enough, but subsidiary of Capitol MRV and Letterman's new label, it's kind of like we feel blessed that we're getting the opportunities that we're
Very
getting.
fortunate. The Letterman side is such a cool thing for us. I mean, like Ryan said, you know, we're really appreciative and we're very fortunate to have that kind of opportunity open up for us. And he's a great guy, and everyone in his camp and at that world is awesome. He also surfs, which is really cool. Not so much anymore, but we definitely talked about surfing in California. It's something he used to do, and it's just it's a really cool thing. We're excited to see where it goes.
You guys, I read a quote from one of you, or maybe it's a collective thought of all of you, that you want to be known as the good guys in the industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can vouch for it, having spent the
thanks,
last
man.
Thank you.
hour with you.
Just real. You know what I'm saying? Just
Legit. We want to be legit. We want to write legit songs and legit entertain people. I think another big problem with the music industry is it's really hard to get the truth. You know, a lot of people kind of give you the runaround or won't always be honest with you, and that's one thing we really want to do is be honest. I think
in all perspectives,
in all
songwriting
perspectives.
from the show to our personalities to you meeting us.
and just telling people the truth and straight up how things are, you know, and that's what we want to try to do, and hopefully that makes us, you know, good guys in the music industry.
Very cool. The good
good-
guys.
the good
Runner,
guys.
runner.
Thank you very much.